Hello, everyone. I am Allison, and welcome to My Weekly Meltdowns coverage of Big Brother 21. We are looking a little different this evening because I'm trying a new format via StreamYard.
Hey, Allison, hold on.
Yeah.
I just opened up the YouTube video and it doesn't it's not live.
There's a delay.
How much of a delay? Oh, I see. Okay, it's coming on.
It's like 30
okay,
seconds.
Yeah.
It's like a 30-second delay. Thanks for that. Anyway,
I just wanted to make sure.
It figures.
Thanks for that little mini heart attack.
I know. I'm sorry.
It's going to be getting that.
I'm sorry.
Oh, okay. So now I'm going to be even more professional and mute myself. Okay. So anyway, we're trying a new format tonight called From StreamYard. As you may know, YouTube is doing away with Google Hangouts August 1st, which has sent Allison into a spiral. I have been spiraling, have I not?
She has been.
Yes.
Everyone.
She
Yes.
has been.
I've been spiraling. As always, I have Deb and Tyler, where the three of us are back together for a change. And we have Sequester alumni Dan Ginsburg with us. Hello, Dan. Welcome.
I am so excited to be here. Thank you guys for having me on.
We're so excited to have you. So tell us a little bit about Sequester. What cycle did you play? What did you do? Where did you place?
Yeah, so I was on the second live season, which was all filmed over 4 days in Atlanta last October. And it was, for those of you who maybe haven't gotten a chance to watch the season, it was insane. I mean, the amount of drama and craziness and fights and couples and everything crammed into like less than 100 hours was out of control. You know, I'd always been a huge Big Brother fan. I literally haven't missed an episode of Big Brother since season 1 when I was a senior in high school, and I'd always wanted to, you know, try something like it, and this was my opportunity, and I went into it with really high expectations, and it like exceeded those really high expectations. It was so cool. My most memorable moments were famously trying to get everybody to vote for me in an early season twist where the fewest votes went home, failing and not getting a single person to vote for me other than myself. And then also getting into a bit of an altercation with Judd from Big Brother that ultimately led to him leaving the house after he had been targeted for a few rounds. I ended up finishing 8th out of 20, which is not bad for my first go round.
Very respectable.
It was the wheel. For those who don't know Sequester well, there is when a tie can't be broken after one revote, they go to a random wheel to determine who goes home or who gets to challenge someone in a battle match to go home. And I was sadly the one contestant in my season who was banished by the wheel. So I felt like I did pretty well. I also felt like if I could have gotten past the round that eliminated me, I might have been in a good spot to go a little bit further. But, you know, in all these games, you get good breaks and you get bad breaks. And I had some good luck to make it that far and some bad luck to send me home.
Yeah, I actually totally agree with that, Dan. You were actually my winner pick going into Sequester.
Oh, thank you.
And I thought very highly of your gameplay and like your social maneuvers in the house and everything. I was totally rooting for you during that Judd fight as well. And it's always such a shame when somebody goes out in such a fashion. You know, we think about like Jessica Lewis from Survivor Millennials versus Gen X going out in like a similar and you know what could have been with a player like that. And I think the same with Sequester with a player like you, what could have been. And I think that you definitely were on that trajectory to take the thing home if luck worked out in your favor a little bit better. So
yeah. I appreciate that. And I think, you know, anybody who finishes in any position other than first in any of these games, I think thinks about those what ifs. I mean, you know, DJ finished 20th. He was the first person to go, but one slight thing that could, you know, in the way that everybody was frantically gossiping and talking in that very first round for those final 5 minutes could have saved him, and who knows, he could have gone on to win the whole thing. I will say the round that I went home on, which was a date night round, for those who aren't familiar or haven't seen it, it was the coolest round ever. Even though I went home on it, I'm so glad that I made it to that round.
Yeah.
There were 8 people left in the game, so they did a series of 7 dates. So everybody had 5 minutes one-on-one to talk to each of the other 7 people. But once you talked to that one person for your 5-minute date, you did not get any other chance to, to talk to them or reconvene or anything like that. So it was, and they said, Audrey is so brilliant with this stuff, and she set up these romantic little date settings, and it was just awesome. It was really, really cool.
Yeah, that was a really cool round. You're right. Like, some of the stuff that she comes up with is just so incredible, and she's so amazing at what she does. And hopefully one day I can be a part of the sequester community.
Yeah, I do have to give Sam credit too, because actually the date night one was from what I understand one that he pushed for, and
cool.
I think even gave Audrey an ultimatum that he wouldn't help her out with season 2 unless there was a date night twist.
Nice.
But I think everybody walked away from that round thinking it was really, really cool.
And sadly, the Wheel of Misfortune is a bitch.
Yeah.
The wheel sucks, I'll say real quick, because when I've played twice, and the first time I played, we did some kind of wheel thing, and it pissed me off. But,
Yeah, little behind the scenes story. Initially, we were told when we had to go to the wheel that whoever the wheel landed on would go home, and there would be no battle match. And I idiotically spoke up and said I didn't think that was fair. I said that we had been told once we made it to the jury phase, we would always have a chance to save ourselves with a battle match. Audrey, is very receptive to feedback and is awesome. She huddled with the production team, and they agreed, you know what, that's a fair point. We'll let whoever the wheel lands on will be able to challenge someone in a battle match. Of course, the wheel lands on Jake. I shut my big mouth, Jake would have gone home that round. Instead, Jake gets a chance to challenge someone to a battle. He challenges me, and that's the end of me.
Yeah.
Well, Audrey is amazing. I reached out to her a while back, and I said, with Big Brother 21 gearing up, I want to bring more Sequester alumni in, because we all share one common ground besides Sequester and Audrey. It is Big Brother. And your name was the first one, Dan, that she said you need to get in touch with him and have him on the show. And so I'm so glad that you're here. I think if there's anything, Sequester, we can sympathize a little bit, I think, with Big Brother, because we have an idea of what they go through. It's not the same thing, but I think, we're not stuck in it. Well, I wasn't stuck in a house. You were in a house, but it's just, I get stressed out just playing 2 hours a night. It was like my brain's going to explode. I'm not getting any sleep, and it really wears you down. But as far as Big Brother 21 goes this season, it is definitely not disappointing. They really threw in a cesspool of people. So much has gone on this week. Kimmy was banished to Camp Comeback. We had the Whacktivity competition, which Christy won, and we'll get to that, her telling everybody. And we've got, Nick won HOH. Actually, Nick and Merla won HOH and nominated Jess and Cliff. We had a veto competition that Kat won, took off Jess and replaced her with Nicole. Now we're going to get into all of the things that led up to all of this, because as it looks right now for Thursday night, Cliff is going home. But who wants to begin with everything that's going on with the live feeds?
I feel like there's so much that happened.
I don't know where to begin.
Yeah, I know. I don't know where to begin either. So, of course, with Nick winning head of household, of course, the person that's getting the biggest HOH-itis is Isabella. And it's really creating it's creating a lot of dissension here within the big group of 8, which I'm glad to see here. in no past season of Big Brother does it like a big alliance of 8 like this ever like really make it too far without crumbling. And I think that this is what's happening here. And of course, like I don't think that Nick really needed to win this HOH because this is the last week before the camp comeback twist happens. So you just have a chance of like taking out a target. They're going to come right back and then potentially win the head of household and target you. So not the smartest move to win this HOH. I was really surprised to see him go for it, you know, given that everybody's been saying like, oh, Nick's kind of one of the smarter people in this alliance debate. I have never been high on Nick. I don't really see the appeal that everybody else seems to have on him. But yeah, it's so we'll see what happens this week, but I'm really interested with what happened with the veto competition. So, of course, we saw Catherine win, and apparently the competition is the puzzle that Caitlin had to put together in Big Brother 20 and failed to do. It's like a zombie version of it or something.
And she hosted the competition.
Yeah, and she hosted it too. So I don't think I've ever been more excited to watch a veto competition.
I know.
Because I just can't wait to see like how fast like these people like put together this puzzle. And I just can't wait for Caitlin to just really lean in on the joke of how just like terribly she failed at that challenge.
Well,
The challenge that was set up for her to just easily return back into the house.
God.
That's like
What a
easiest
moment.
thing. What about the Whacktivity competition? Who knew
oh God.
there were so many different ways to spell Julie? I literally could not believe Julie.
JIIEEYQX. It was very
Seriously.
confusing.
How do you not know how to spell Julie?
I almost felt like it was like Michael Jackson, Julie. I knew it all over the place. Oh man, we've got a lot of people in the chat. Let's holler out to them. We've got Rebecca Thomas, the talkers out in the chat. Mars, who caught me testing earlier this afternoon. I was testing this stuff and I made it public by mistake. Sorry. But I got like 50 views on it. Let's see, what does Mars say in the chat? Of course, Nick needed to win so he can prove to Kimmy he is the man. Never miss an opportunity for a douche moment. I will say, though, the douchier he gets, the better his hair looks.
Oh.
That 2000 Caesar cut looks like it's gone back to 2000.
It's so bad.
It's so bad. So bad.
Well,
I just don't get how he thinks that looks good. I mean, it's just like straight across.
they probably didn't let him bring that bowl in that he put on top of his head to trim it.
Yeah, but he's gotten a haircut since.
He looks a lot better. I noticed that like
Tommy.
last week.
Yeah, well, that's because Tommy cut his hair, but he's starting to brush it back down again. But
Yeah,
it's,
he needs to knock it off.
Yeah, it looks
But
like
this week, so of course, the diamond power of veto is through Christy won with the Whacktivity competition and has
everybody knows about
everybody flipping knows now. I mean,
Yeah.
and she's making it a point to tell everyone, okay, so like I'm only telling you and a couple of people.
That's a
I'm
great
not
impression, Allison.
telling everyone, but it's some kind of diamond power of veto, and I think that I can keep it for up to 6 times. I don't know. I wasn't really paying attention.
You can keep it 6 times.
I know. Like, I'm like, what the flip is she talking about?
Yeah, so here's the thing. She basically told everybody that, and everybody, I mean Nick and Isabella, that is everybody.
Yes,
Once
that's
Isabella.
everybody.
Yeah, so she told them that, I have this diamond power of veto, no matter who wins the veto, I get to pick the renoms and I
But
get
she
final
doesn't.
say. But she doesn't. And I'm glad, so Diary Room called her down to, for production to talk to her. And they basically said, like, listen, like, you can't, like, lie about, like, a power that you had. And I'm glad that they came down on her for that, because if you guys remember in Big Brother 19, Jessica tried to lie about her halting hex that she had to Paul to kind of further her game. And we were all, like, really rooting for, well, most of us were rooting for Jessica at the time. But production, like, still, like, really shut it down. So I'm glad to see that they're staying consistent here with that. And I'm glad that she got some clarity about what her power is. So what it is she basically gets to like activate a diamond power veto, right? She doesn't have one for herself. So whoever the veto holder is when she decides to activate it, that's who gets to decide the renom, not the HOH. So it's only a true like diamond power veto if she wins that power veto and decides to use it then, so that she gets to pick the renom instead of the HOH. So I kind of like that little balance of power too. It doesn't make it like too crazy strong. You know, there still has to be some strategies with this power. So I like it.
The thing is,
Movies was definitely the strongest of the three activity powers.
Yeah.
But I'm curious what your guys thought. I mean, I don't love the idea of production telling them that they can't lie. I mean, a huge part of the Big Brother game is lying. Why shouldn't you be able to lie about what power you got?
then you're using production as a strategy, and you're not allowed to do that.
What about Survivor? They do that there. They lie about like idols and stuff all the time. You know, think about Survivor if they couldn't do like fake idols. You know, that's like a pivotal part of some people's strategy and how they survive longer in that game.
Yeah, I mean, and like in the seasons when they had, you know, when America votes and awards a power to someone, I mean, has that always been the case that they're not allowed to make up any power or, you know, advantage that they have?
Yeah, I mean, Big Brother's like really come down on that. Like no matter.
They used to lie, didn't they?
I don't think so.
Yeah, I thought I remember times that people had made up or exaggerated powers they had, or maybe claimed that they tried to imply or claim that they won something that they didn't actually win.
I mean, the only one that really comes to mind is Howie in Big Brother 7 All-Stars when Mike won the coup d'etat. But Howie lied and said that he got the power. But I don't think that production ever really like yelled at him for that.
God, we did that on Sequester all the time. Everyone was putting different things in their pocket that they were hoping people would misidentify as LOSs.
Hair gel
to nominate you. Yeah, right.
Yeah.
Hair gel. I found some electric outlet adapter and like slid it into my bathing suit to make it look like an LOS during one of my more paranoid rounds. We were doing that shit all the time.
I think you should be able to do whatever you want and lie about it. Who gives a I mean, seriously, it doesn't matter. They don't know. Let them believe. Let them be. It's a game of deceit.
Exactly.
Anyway, and listen, everybody, Christy's on her period this week.
Yes, we all know that.
We
Everybody
all know. Dan, I
Everybody
don't know if you know.
I was not aware. Thank you for that
now,
important
she
information.
Is on her period and trying on Kimmy's bathing suit without undies on. So I have all kinds of issues. I mean, Inelda in the chat was asking me, does anyone know if production had Kimmy return her comeback bathing suit this morning after the Crab Girls tried it on? Okay, Crab Girls. The girls are breaking out with rashes on their inner thighs and whatnot.
Some of the girls.
Some of the
girls have crotch issues.
Some of these girls have some things in common, some partners in common. So everybody's thinking, maybe there might be Big Brother's first STD scare.
All the shower sex going on. You get in the water and you're rubbing it raw. It's getting crazy. It's getting out of hand. I need a diagram. I feel like this is like X on the beach. I don't know. I need someone to draw out who has been with who. Kat has been with Jackson. Jackson has now been with Holly. Bella and Nick have been together. And Jack and Sis have been in the back door several times. I mean, I'm just trying to keep up, and Cliff is just Cliff noting it up by himself. Then we've got poor Nicole. Can we talk about how
poor Nicole? I love her.
Cannot apologize enough for how I judged her pregame. I feel like an asshole. Here's the thing. This past weekend, Nick and Bella have HOH-itis. I think it was maybe Friday or Saturday night. They were all up. I think Saturday. They were all up in the HOH room yelling, carrying on the 9. They went from Grateful plus Sam to I don't know what the hell they're calling themselves now. I thought I heard a 6-shooter. I don't know what's going on with all that. I can't keep up with all these names. And on top of it, they're being so rude. First of all, Avi tries to go up there and tell him it's not cool, and they shoo him away rudely. And then Nicole tries to go up there and talk to them, and they're like, no, not now, and slam the door in her face, all because, now correct me if I'm wrong, she has told the truth to Nick and Bella about the plans that the others have in the house to get rid of them. And they think she's lying because of the other people in their alliance are telling them she's lying. And they are being just ruthless and evil. They're making Paul in his bullying from Big Brother Night just look like they walk on water.
A Boy Scout, like a Boy Scout.
Boy Scouts, except for Raven. We still don't like her. Yeah, she was it's a mess. It's really bad. And then we've got freaking Cat walking around cleaning everything in God's green earth. Clean your crotch.
Of course, so let's talk about Catherine real quick, because
Undeniable 9. Sorry. Thank you, Anel.
TV version of Cat is really entertaining to me. Like I'm really.
Are you conspiring against me? Are you? I'm
always conspiring against you, Dan. No, I really enjoy her. I think that she's really fun and entertaining to watch. Of course, like everybody's hearing all this drama about her boyfriend of a year and a half, who has decided to end their relationship over Catherine's infidelity. That's all hearsay until she gets out of the house and comments. That's not fair, in my opinion.
Hold on a second. We have breaking news on that.
Okay.
Kyle put in our group chat, did you see where Taryn from RHAP got a message?
No.
From Kat's boyfriend saying they have it. Shall I pull it up and read it?
Yeah.
You do, yes.
Allison's I'm contributing to my own show. What's happening here? Kyle, thank you so much. He says, Taryn confirmed on the update this morning, give them credit, RHAP. Taryn confirmed on the update this morning that Marty, that's his name, wrote to him saying that he and Kat were in a 1.5-year relationship going into the house, and that the whole experience has left him humiliated, especially being so public.
Okay, all right. That's more, I feel like it was all hearsay. Up until this point, but if we're hearing directly from the source that this is happening and stuff, that makes me feel a little bit differently. I don't know. That's really a shame, especially because not only did she hook up with Jackson, but she's in the diary room during the live vote saying, "Brett, call me." How can you say that when you have this boyfriend of a year and a half at home? That's so awful.
Well, I mean, it's one thing to put on an act for the show, and if she thinks appearing single is gonna, boost her in some way when she gets off the show, I feel like that is maybe understandable to a certain extent. Obviously, the infidelity, if she's in a committed monogamous relationship, is not.
She's trying to get with Brent. If she yells one more time, she will not stop. Brent, call me Brent from Big Brother 20. It is just
he's not calling her.
He's not calling her. He's on his way to Love Island with Winston. Okay?
Yeah, apparently Winston is coming to Love Island this week, and I'm
I'm
like, this is clearly what casting is focusing on right now, instead of all this crazy bullshit that's going on. I feel like we hear a new bad story about this cast every week. Like this week, we found out that Jackson has a a domestic assault charge filed against him.
Wait a second. Let me interrupt you on that.
Okay.
That has not been confirmed. Both me and McCrae have been doing extensive internet searches, and I can find nothing on it. I've done all the keywords, and unless you can find something on the internet, on a website.
Evil Dick posted something.
I think, it's made up. There is nothing.
I don't know. Evil Dick really doesn't make a lot of shit up.
Yes, he does. Yeah, he does.
I don't know. In the words of Sandra, I don't know about that.
I do.
Well, regardless, considering how lazy the casting has been this year, it wouldn't surprise me if it is true, right?
No, I would not be surprised if it was true. I do give you that.
Yeah.
I have not been able to find anything. I have used every keyword, and usually I can find this shit.
Let me have a go at it. Trust me.
Yes.
I will
Find
I
it.
will
Yes,
Law and
if
Order
you can find it.
CSI. I will free. You have no idea. There's no stone unturned on the internet for Allison. I'll find it. Some people in the chat are saying Mars said Tommy manipulated Bella. Then the whole thing snowballed from there. And Anelda, I love Anelda. She and I text all the time. But if it weren't for her, I'd miss half the shit that happens on the live feeds. She says, let's not forget Jack upset that Kimmy for putting a water shaker in the fridge. God forbid someone put some water in the fridge. By God, who are these people?
He is the fridge Gestapo. Let me. He's like, all right. I just have to say it. I have to say it. I have to say it.
Say it, Deb.
And he's like, he says to Kimmy, what would happen if everybody put their shaker bottles in the refrigerator? And she's like, well, the refrigerator would be full. And he's like, well, then what makes you special? That
oh my God.
It was literally
shaker bottle.
15-minute lecture.
Yes.
That could have been summarized much more respectfully in a, hey, the fridge is kind of full right now. You know, do you think you could maybe keep that somewhere else for a little while?
Exactly.
Instead,
like,
it was like this demeaning lecture. Crazy.
Oh my God. You know what? I would find every bottle. I would go in the trash and get the recycling bottles out and fill them with God knows what and just stuff the fucking refrigerator so tight that when you open the doors, everything comes flying out.
Especially because she's been evicted already. Like, her game is probably over. Like, I would say, like, shut the fuck up, dude.
Fuck you. Shut up.
It's like, don't you have anything else better to do than to worry about what the fuck I'm putting in the refrigerator?
Exactly. They
really?
Both of the Jacks have food issues.
Yeah, I saw a live feed clip. I saw a live feed clip today where Ovi was sitting in the kitchen eating like a bag of M&Ms, and Jackson says like right behind Ovi to Holly, he's like, do you see him eating that whole fucking bag of M&Ms? Can you believe that shit? And Holly was like, oh, I know, it's ridiculous. So Jackson goes up to Ovi, and well, no, he picks up like the fuller bag first of M&Ms. There's two. So he goes up to Ovi and he's like, how many more M&Ms are in that bag? And Ovi was like, not that many. And Jackson was like, all right, let me take that bag. You have this one. And he just like literally like took it out of his hand and then like walked off with it. And I'm like, that's so rude. And poor Ovi's just sitting there.
Eat every fucking M&M in the house. Or
poor
just
Ovi is just sitting there like after that happens, and he's just smiling, like still eating M&Ms. Like it didn't faze him at all. And I'm like, good for you. Like you are a lot nicer and more patient of a person than I would be in that situation. Like you're right. Like these Jacks are just like mansplaining like the fridge 24/7. It's ridiculous.
Yes, they have serious food issues. I don't know what it stems from, but it's serious.
I wonder if the Alvies and Nicoles of the world in that house have a sense of how disliked that, you know, the giant alliance is coming off to America, and just kind of sit back and let them.
She has to know.
I mean,
they gotta know. They gotta know.
But don't you feel like, I feel like, I mean, my frustration with this season so far is it feels like last season where there's a power alliance just barreling over the rest of the house, except at least last season's power alliance had some like likable, respectable people.
Exactly.
Yeah. But this season we're just seeing, I mean, it just feels like, barring, you know, some dramatic shift in structure or like a series of multiple upset comp wins in a row, it's just hard to not see them just continuing to trample over everybody else for the next few weeks.
It's just, you know, when you're stuck in a house with someone that you don't like, you just start nitpicking everything they're doing, and it just becomes what, like I read somewhere that they have told Camp Comeback, David and Ovi, that they are not allowed to cook, that they can't cook. Did
Are you
see
serious?
That? Yeah, I saw that on Twitter. So I'm like, who gives who?
I would be cooking
Listen, I can't even cook, and I would cook Cheerios. I would fucking throw it in a pot, anything I get a pot. And Jack pissed me off when they were acting all nuts on Saturday night. He walks in the room with his sunglasses on, his little man bun bandana, get up and says, "Oh, I'm just busy winning the game." And sits down. I'm like, really?
No way. No way. So let's talk a little bit more game here. So, of course, we saw Nicole get nominated, but it looks like there could be a blindside on the horizon here for the first time in Big Brother 21, which is pretty exciting. But it looks like the Grateful Eight are going to leave Nick and Isabella out of voting out Cliff instead of Nicole. And Nick and Isabella think that it's Nicole going, but they, with all of these this Cliff Notes drama, that's really putting the target really on him.
But are they going to do it?
I think so. I really do think so, Deb. I think that's where it's looking like it's headed, and I think that Tommy will probably be the one to kind of make or break this blindside going on. He really has his claws deep in everybody in a really
Can we talk about Tommy?
Absolutely.
He's not distracted by a showmance, and he's not on a period.
Mm-hmm.
No, and everybody trusts Tommy. Everybody.
Yeah.
Like if there's a serious conversation, let's get Tommy in here. Tommy's got to be a witness.
Yeah.
Tommy is in on everything. Everybody loves him. Everybody trusts him.
He's playing the best social game in the house, I think, by far.
Yes.
Who is your winner pick? Who are your top three, Dan? If you had we have ours, but of course that changes every week. But who?
Oh man. Yeah, I mean, I think Jack and Mickey are gonna be, at some point picked off for being too powerful and winning too many comps. I think obviously, the Cliffs and the Jesses and whoever wins Camp Comeback, their days are probably numbered.
Jess is so worthless. I'm sorry. Go ahead. Keep going, Dan.
Jess is actually a friend of a friend.
Oh, really?
But she's a lovely person in real life. But she hasn't played the strongest game.
No, her game is horrible.
If you're gonna make moves like that early, you have to back them up with comp wins and.
She's making stupid moves.
Yeah.
What about? Oh, I'm sorry. Go ahead, Dan.
No, well, I could see Christy winning.
I could
honestly.
Too. I really could.
Or Tommy.
I could see Christy or Tommy winning. I mean, I wouldn't be shocked if whichever one of Nick or Bella doesn't get sent home first. I could see the other one of them kind of floating along for a while the other ends of the other alliances kind of go at each other. I think obviously they're abandoned, on the verge of being abandoned by their alliance, that they're going to be, a top target here coming soon. But it's your classic, once you break up the couple, the one person who's remaining can go a long way.
Yes, absolutely.
Anelda said in the chat, I don't like Tommy defending Bella to Nicole after Bella did say some mean stuff to Nicole. Is he that blind or just as messed up as they are?
I think that Tommy realizes his place in the game. I don't think that Tommy is this mean bully that everybody else in that alliance seems to be. But I think that Tommy knows better than to stick up for the underdog at this point. Which I really can't blame him too much for. I would probably do the same thing in that situation if $500,000 were on the line. Come on, are you kidding me? He knows exactly what he's doing.
Yeah, I think that's a great point, and I think one of the things that that viewers can get irrationally angry about sometimes is like you said. I mean, this is a game, and there are $500,000 on the line. There is the title of Big Brother champion on the line, which means more to some than others in that house.
Mm-hmm.
But I mean, I know from my experience on Sequester, there were some situations where if these were my friends in everyday life, I would have intervened in a different way and tried to draw, more of a line between right and wrong, and stand up for what I believed in. But you do have to factor in the reason that you're there. And I think, sometimes it's easy as a viewer to say, oh, well, if I were in that situation, I would jump to Nicole's defense right away because she's clearly in the right morally. Well, yeah, but jumping to Nicole's defense might damage your gameplay down the road. I mean, it's not, it's real life to an extent, but there are other factors that you're not considering when you're, walking through your everyday life.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
I mean, go ahead, Allison. I'm sorry.
No, I was just saying, Ovi took a big chance going up and telling them to knock it off in the house. And I've thought long and hard about it. And that is kind of something I would have done because I was bullied when I was young. I have a son who went through it, and all you want to do, no matter what the situation is right and wrong is wrong. And sometimes you just have to stand up and go, enough, knock it off. We get it. You're the undeniable 9 with the ever. Just shut up and stop. And then later on that night, when they were all going around in a circle, eating and beating on the table, talking about what they were thankful for. Dude, I had a knot in my stomach. That was excruciating to watch. But I'm gonna tell you something right now.
I would vomit my dinner.
If I had gone up there, that door would not have been shut in my face. They would have had to shut the door physically on me and been kicked the F out of the house. Allison would have been in there with her finger, with my fly swatter. I would make a fly swatter out of something. Just ridiculous.
She would MacGyver the fuck out of
I would MacGyver something. And there would be a swatter. The A. Kelly attitude adjuster would be there.
But
that's what it's called.
Unfortunately, Allison, as heroic as all of that is, that's not how you get yourself further in the game. And that is, you are giving your life up for 100 days to do this. I would not throw it away just to be like the heroine of the season.
I wouldn't do it to be a heroine or a martyr. That's why I was saying I would just do it because that is the right thing to do. But then again, you guys are right. I can say that because I'm on the other side of the team.
Yeah. Well, a couple of things. I mean, one is, and not to diminish, any credit that Obi obviously deserves for doing that, but he's in a different situation. He's likely to, his Big Brother game is likely over. Yeah. In a few days, or in 24 hours, I guess. Yeah. And the other thing I would mention is I don't think it's not as black and white as either you are going to stand up for everyone and sacrifice your game, or you're going to just completely keep your mouth shut and let awful things go on. I mean, there are other ways to accomplish that and show someone that you think something's not okay. You can pull someone aside one-on-one and just say, hey, listen, I didn't feel, I couldn't sacrifice my game to speak up for you in front of everyone, but I just want you to know, that's not cool. I mean, there are other ways I think that you can find to sort of a balance between trying to maintain being a good person, but also not throwing away, what you came there to do.
Absolutely.
Nick questioned Nicole's anxiety. Like he said, do you actually have anxiety? And this is coming from a therapist.
That is really fucked up. Yeah.
He does therapy with young kids who are probably bullied. And look, I know you go in there and you're going to act. Look, I'm not going to act the way I do in everyday life in the Big Brother house and win $500,000. Okay. But I just felt like.
But you should know better.
Yeah. Really questioning someone's mental. Like that's kind of like someone coming at Jackson later who said in the table thing, nightmare bullshit thing, I'm thankful for this house because it's helped with my depression. And that's like somebody coming, that's like Nicole coming up to him later going, so are you really depressed or what the fuck is wrong? What's going on?
Right.
But on that note, I have to say that does not give any fan or viewer the right to try to get him fired from his job. It's not your job. It's not. And if you feel so compelled and so upset that you need to take it in your own hands to get even with him because you don't like the way he's playing his game on your TV, you need help.
You know what, Deb? If I was on Big Brother and people tried to contact my job, do you know what my job would say? We put up with this 12. We put up with this every day.
You guys already know her.
Yeah, we know you guys are only stuck with her for 90 days. We deal with this 365. Take a seat, and she still has a job. Go figure.
One last thing or one last point I want to make before we move on from this, like this debate of like, should they speak up? Should they not speak up? I want to look at like a winning strategy of a situation like this. You know, Andy from Big Brother 15, he's said many times, like, I wanted to speak up so bad about the terrible behavior going on, but I knew it wasn't beneficial for my game. And so what he did instead was he made sure that he was the shoulder that everybody kind of leaned on and cried on when they were the targets of that bullying. And guess what? It won him $500,000.
It's true.
So,
because people will forget what you did and said.
yeah.
But never forget how you made them feel.
They're absolutely, Deb. And we've seen that from people that have lost these previous recent seasons. You know, it really, people want to feel good about who they're voting to win. And that's why, like, at this point in the game, I feel like you guys are right. Like Jackson, Jack, who else? Like Isabella, they are not winning this game because of that. You know, like if we're looking at winner potential, I think that Dan is right on the money. I think that Tommy is an absolute contender. I think that you are totally right about Christy being a contender as well. As crazy and insane and funny as she is, she really has a good grip on everybody in the house. And I feel like she's kind of a center point for everybody to come back to and have these conversations with. She really has a lot of influence in a really subtle way. Like she's not, she's influencing the same way that like Jack and Jackson are, but she's not putting herself in the driver's seat and making herself a big target like these guys are.
Right. And that's why the whole curse of winning the first HOH, I think that is gone.
I think so too.
I think it's really, really beneficial to win that first HOH because it really sets you up for the long game to be able to get yourself into a decent alliance.
Yeah, I agree. I agree completely. And I mean, I think it's not about whether or not you won it, it's how you use it, right? I mean, the people who we've seen get screwed over by winning the first HOH, it's not the fact that they won that comp that sent them home, it's the way they used it. And that can be a huge benefit to you when everybody's, you know, brand new in the house and looking to forge alliances and looking to share strategy and looking to make promises to each other and all that stuff. I mean, that can be a huge advantage if you play it right, but it's walking that fine line in between allowing it to help you build relationships and build alliances, but not, you know, allowing it to get to your head and to overpower and to make yourself too big a target.
Let everybody help you decide who you're going to put up. Make everybody feel like they're a part of it.
Well,
it's a house decision, and that way there's no big target on you because everybody is in on it.
Well, these 9 are not thinking about jury management at all, especially considering the fact that they want to put up Bella and Nick next week. Am I wrong on that?
Right. It's interesting to me. I think that now that Jessica is gotten herself off the block and she's been like a goat for like these past 2 weeks, I want to say right now, like, let's put her in for final 2 right now as the goat to bring to the end, honestly. And I think that you're right. I think Nick and Isabella, their time is unfortunately cutting short in this house. And we were just talking last week about how great of a position they were in, and all of that changed once they got power. It's not Bailey Big Brother 20 levels of HOA this bad, but it's pretty up there in my opinion.
I think that began to change when Bella shared more than she needed to share at times. Yeah. And then when you add the power of the HOH to it, it spiraled out of control.
Yeah. Dan, who do you want to see come back out of the assuming that Cliff is the 4th person evicted, which he unfortunately most likely is?
Yeah. Not Cliff.
Yeah.
Not Cliff.
I mean, I would love to see any of them. I mean, I feel like I could make a strong argument for loving to see any of them. I mean, David, I think is going to be the most capable of winning. I mean, there's been a lot of the comps have had a physical element to them. I think he's someone who can come back and you know, hold his own against the Jacks and the Mickeys of the world. I think for drama storyline purposes, I'd love to see Kemi, and and for like my heart, I would like to see Ovi. I mean, I would honestly be happy with I mean, Cliff. I have nothing against Cliff. I just think He's
not bringing much.
Yeah, he's just going to come back in and leave again, and
Yeah.
there's nothing really exciting storyline wise from there. But I think that from different angles, Avi, David, and Kemi would all be have some awesome potential to kind of take things in a different direction if they get back.
Yeah.
Dan, did you watch Big Brother OTT?
Yes, I did.
Thank you.
Why do you love OTT so much, Alice?
freaking
Loved that
awesome.
season. That was maybe my favorite finale of
my God.
Big Brother season ever.
Because
Said shit in the finale, which really was all I needed for it.
Even though the wrong
Finale of
person
all time.
won. Even though the wrong person won.
Chase Marin in the chat was talking about the first HOH and Monty from OTT, and I just was like, "Baby OTT."
Yeah, that was an underrated season. I mean, I understand why nobody knew how to watch it, but
Yeah.
it was great.
P.S. Dan, we have Kim in the chat. She says hi.
Oh, I love Kim. For those
Hi, Kim.
who don't know, Kim won my season of Sequester.
Kim, right?
God, she needs to get on Big Brother.
Yeah, she does.
Oh my God.
I
She would be
love to see
fantastic.
her
She
on
would
Big
be,
Brother.
yeah. She would be amazing.
Yeah, absolutely.
And make sure to wear both your eyelashes. She only had one eyelash during our show last week, and it was so funny.
Oh, that's right. Yeah, she was on it last week. I forgot about that. Yeah, she's awesome.
I think I'm with you, Dan, on I'm kind of intrigued with a David return, especially since we got that diary room session from him last week where he really, like, his pulse on what's going on was almost as good as Cliff's, but he decided to talk about it in the diary room instead of the boat room, which is very beneficial. But David is really getting tight with Catherine lately. They've been spending a lot of time together on the feeds. And who knows, like, maybe since Nicole's probably going to survive this week, maybe Nicole could, like, get David, Catherine, maybe pick up Christy and Tommy, like, once the big alliance, like, crumbles and everything. I think that we're in I'm
already crumbling.
I'm optimistic about the power shifts that are probably happening pretty soon. Go ahead.
Do you think, Tyler, do you think David is a time bomb?
What do you mean by that?
Ticking time bomb, like he's just waiting it out to see if he gets back in the house, and then he's gonna unleash and put together an alliance.
I hope that's not the case. I hope that he plays it a little more calmly. But let's think back to Big Brother 13. Remember when Danielle Donato got her golden key in the very first week, and she was just sitting waiting to play for weeks and weeks and weeks. And then it really kind of blew her game up, because once she was able to play, she just came in like guns blazing. Like, she just like ripped like everybody apart and played way too hard, way too fast. And I hope that that's not the same case for David. I feel like he is going to play a little bit more calm, but I can understand how you can get a little stir crazy, like, especially not being able to compete in the competitions, not being able to at least like even like be there for like the vote and stuff too, or like the nomination ceremony. You're removed from a lot of that in the house, and that house is already like so boring as is. Taking away like all of that fun stuff, I can see where that could potentially change somebody's gameplay speed.
I think he'd come in smooth. I think he knows. He's so observant about the dynamics in the house. I mean, I think he knows that the way things are developing now, that would not befit his game well. I agree with you. I think David, for game purposes, is the one I would most like to see come back.
Yeah.
I think he could have the biggest impact.
When I say like he's woke, as the kids say, or whatever, and a ticking time bomb, I mean like he's more like a little stealth bomb, like he is taking that mental inventory, and he's just going to slowly move his way through. And as much as I love Kimmy's DR and everything about her, and I love Ovi, I just would love to see someone like David, who was first to go and has been really the longest suffering, the longest, really come through and maybe flip it around.
Yeah.
That, and it's not, and I'm not talking like Survivor style where they go off to Extinction Island and they're gone for 32 days.
I
and
don't
they
even
come
want to
back
talk
and
about
win the
that.
damn
I
thing.
heard it's happening
Yes,
again.
listen,
We're not even talking about that because I'm gonna
Tyler
lose
and I
my
are going to
fucking
need
shit.
major therapy sessions together
Ugh.
if that happens. But we can't. I can't mentally. I can't. I'm sorry, Bernie.
It's happening. It's
Oh, shut up.
happening.
No. What's going on in the chat? What are people talking about? Oh, everyone's going crazy.
Kim
a lot of
says he's the only one not voted out. That's a good point too.
Yeah, I mean,
Oh, also they're talking about the HOH competition for this week that everybody's saying it's going to be the wall. What do y'all think?
I said last week that I think this will be an endurance comp, given it's like the I feel like they're going to really bank on like the twist happening and then like, oh, like will this person like hang on for dear life and win HOH? Like how bad do they want it? Like that type of thing. Perfect setup for the first endurance comp of the season.
Do you think all 4 camp comeback are going to be able to participate and the last man standing comes back?
I have no idea how it's going to work. Dan, what do you
done
think?
that before.
Yeah, they have done that before. I mean, I could see them doing that again. I don't see it being a comp that's fully resolved by the end of the live show.
Oh hell no!
There's too much to cover. They're gonna leave this one to carry over.
Yeah.
If it's a wall, who do you think can win the wall?
I think Annalise could.
Yeah.
Out of the 4 comebacks, I think.
4 comebacks.
I think David. Maybe Kemi. Has Kemi? I'm trying to think how Kemi has done in endurance stuff.
I feel like Kemi doesn't have a lot of drive though. She's been saying on the live feeds like, I'm kind of over this. I'm tired. I want to go home. Yeah.
And you know what? I think Nicole could win it too. She's pretty tiny.
I think so too. Yeah.
It's not a big person competition. If you're
Holly.
a big person and you got a big booty and all this other stuff going on, you ain't gonna make it on that wall.
Yeah.
You've got to be like the wall.
Yeah, Tommy could easily win this as well, but I think that Tommy is not going to want to win this. So yeah, maybe. So I would say like Annalise, Nicole, Holly, who we keep forgetting to talk about because there's really not much going on there.
Wallpaper.
Don't forget she's on the show most of the time when I sit down to watch.
You mentioned it. I saw her yesterday without makeup on, and I almost.
She's scary.
Look, and I don't attack people for the person. Trust me, I'm the last person. But damn, like, don't stop putting your makeup on from
the
here.
The glow up is real.
Please finish.
The glow up.
What'd you say?
I said the glow up is real.
Yeah. Jeez.
Oh, that's horrible.
I can't wait for Zingbot to come in and go nuts on these people.
Oh my god. Yeah, Zingbot is gonna rip these people a new one.
Oh my god.
So yeah, I think that's pretty much it. We'll see what happens on Thursday with Cliff or Nicole going home. I'm with you guys on this one. I think that we're all kind of on board with saying that it's hopefully Cliff. I don't think Nicole is. I don't think her time has come yet, and I'm excited to see what else she does. She's a really scrappy girl. I saw like a live feeds clip of her just basically calling out Isabella in front of everybody. She like Nicole just got so fed up. She's like, Bella, honestly, I don't give a fuck right now. I'm just gonna say it. The problem is you. The problem is you lie, you manipulate, you twist, and everybody in this house knows it. And Isabella just got like really like defensive with her during the argument, but it really made Nicole like really come out on top and show that like she's not afraid to deal with it, but still be patient. Let's keep in mind she's a preschool teacher, so the amount of patience she probably has to have in her career really helps her out dealing with children like Isabella.
I will give you a prediction right now that if Nicole can get to like final 7 or 8, I think she'll win America's Player.
Hell yeah.
I think she might win it as it is. I think she might.
It's hard to win it if you go home now, though, just because as much as people love her now, if she's just completely vanished from the show for the entire final month and a half, it's tough. But if she can get a couple more weeks, like I'm trying to think.
It all depends on how
early.
well you do on social media. if you get voted out early and you are really present on social media and really interactive with the fans, you could still get it.
Yeah, I mean, let's think about Cody. You know, he was the first juror, and he won
Yes.
America's Favorite.
You can
That's true.
enlist an army on social media, and you could get it.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, Cody had a lot more of a spotlight on him.
True, and he had Jessica on Twitter, like really campaigning for him. Too.
Right, and he had a showman's campaigning for him. I mean,
it's all about
this. She hasn't had the same attention drawn to her in the same spotlight, in my opinion, for her name to continue on people's radar if she goes home, in the next couple weeks. But I think if she can just power through these next couple of weeks and sit through the beginning of the Giant Alliance destruction, I think she's going to be the favorite to win.
I have one more question for you guys. Who do you guys think is all-star material? Who do you guys think out of this cast is returning for another season someday?
Tommy.
Tommy? What do you think, Dan?
Yeah, I think Tommy would be number one. I could, again, if Christy can continue to navigate all of this for another month or so, I could see her evolving into that. I think based on what they've done so far, it's Tommy.
Yeah,
but I could see it becoming her.
I could see it being. I could see Isabella coming back actually, as hard as like as crazy as she is to deal with. She, in my opinion, is one of the good casting decisions that they made this year, because she is just so dynamic. She's eliciting such a strong response, and it's all her doing, and it's not because of like lazy casting BS. Like, she's just so she's really giving this game a lot of fluidity that it wouldn't have otherwise. So
her diary rooms are great too, in my opinion.
Yeah.
I love the way she expresses herself. I mean, I don't like the game she's playing, but no, she'd be a great candidate for that.
Yeah, Allison, who do you think?
Some people in the chat are saying Christy. Mm-hmm. Yeah, I noticed this Christy. I want to say they're going to ride this horse as long as they can with Jack. They're going to ride this Jason Momoa thing out.
I think he's said too many problematic things that if they were to bring him back, they'd be afraid of outrage.
Backlash.
Okay,
too much backlash.
You know what? I think they would. I like it. Can I say something real quick about Sam? We
haven't talked about him at all.
But I'm a little disappointed in Sam for jumping in with the cool kids and acting up. I will say he did step in when Bella put her hands on Kimmy, but I just kind of feel like I like Sam, but I have expected more out of him, and for him to participate up in that room like everyone, like it is Bella, Nick, and Sam. Those three need to really be.
I think that at this point, Sam is very, very aware of what he's up against, and he's just trying to blend.
Yeah,
I agree.
Okay.
And again, it's the real life versus needing to keep your game in mind scenario.
Absolutely.
I just fear that I would get in that house and go against everything I've ever said, and you guys would be screaming at me, Allison, what are you doing? Why are you talking? What are you saying?
I think you'd be exactly who you say you'd be, and you'd only last a week or two, but then you'd come out with a lot of fans.
Let me tell you something about that, Dan. That's probably true, and I'm going to tell you something else.
That's great.
If I'm going to go out, I'm going to go out swinging, not as somebody's bitch.
Yeah. Right.
There you go.
I believe it, and I say this having known you for all of 58 minutes.
Yeah. Mars has a funny comment in the chat. They said, Isabella will leak the info of her being cast and production will have to replace her.
Can we talk about real quick before we end this shit about how nobody can keep the mouth shut?
I know.
I mean,
nobody.
Everybody knows everything about everybody.
I mean, everything. Everybody knows everything. And y'all want to backdoor people? How are you going to do that if it's... What is it they said that Biff said from Back to the Future that makes as much sense as a screen door on a submarine.
I mean,
No,
that's
not everyone
like
gets that reference.
I don't get that reference.
Shut up. God.
I feel like
You
this
don't
is
get that reference?
Wait, say it again.
A screen door on it. Well, he says that's as funny as a screen door on a battleship, and they all say you mean submarine. Moron.
A submarine goes underwater.
Water.
A screen door.
You have a screen door. Why would you have a screen door on a? Why am I explaining this?
Like, seriously, why the fuck is she
Wouldn't
having to
it be-
explain it?
Wouldn't it be about as useful as a screen door on a submarine? Like, why is it funny? I think it's probably as
Right.
useful.
Yeah, that's right. I'm saying it
see,
wrong.
okay, that makes more sense.
See, this is where production would like edit like a montage of you saying like.
But I have good analogies. I would be the
Sure.
analogist. Who was
Sure.
it that said they give good analogies on the show this week? Who was it? I can't remember.
I don't remember either.
But I compare something. Like everything in life, I compare to a movie. I mean, seriously, I have like it's like I always, like when my son was going through a hard time when he was a teenager, I tell my son, we're like Luke Skywalker and Darth Vader. I'm Luke Skywalker and right now you're Darth Vader, but I sense the good in you, and one of these days you're going to be the hologram Anakin, not the prequel Anakin, the hologram Anakin from Return of the Jedi. And only real geeky nerds will get that.
I get that reference.
Okay, well, thank you.
You're welcome, Allison.
I was invited here to talk about Big Brother, not Star
Okay.
Wars.
That's just my ADD kicking in.
I think
happens a lot.
that's it from me though. Unless you guys had any other thoughts or like opinions you
Mhm.
wanted to share or anything.
Were we gonna do the because we did it, someone brought it up last week and they want us to bring it back, the pussy of the week, the survivor. We have do we want to do a wussy pussy of the week?
Maybe Nick for like, not like telling Isabella, like bringing her in a little bit, like he probably should. That's probably my vote. Yeah, I would say Nick. And his HOH has just been so
It's just
disastrous.
been a nightmare.
Yeah.
I'm just gonna say
Nick's
Nick.
had the opportunity to make a really big move in his HOH, knowing what's coming up at him. He knows what's coming up at him.
What he's
Why not take a shot? Why not take a
depending
shot?
on, yeah, why not take a shot? You're depending on Bella to win an HOH competition, Nicholas. Think about that for a second. Think about it.
You know it's coming. He knows it's coming. Take your shot.
It's not a
It might
piercing
be
your
the
own
only
nose
one you
competition.
get.
Right.
It might be the only one you get, and you're going to go for Cliff or
I think-
Nicole.
I know, but
That's your shot.
Deb, I blame the twist more than anything for him doing that. Which is what we said. That's what I said like a couple weeks ago when this twist was introduced, and everybody was like, "Oh, Tyler, like it's not going to be that bad." It really has dampened the gameplay because everybody is afraid to make these big moves, make these big blindsides because it is a guarantee. It's not even like maybe this will happen. It is a guarantee that some like your person that you're evicting might come back. And of course, like why would you take a shot at Jack or Jackson when they could come back and like raise hell in the house?
Yeah, but when's the last time they didn't bring back one of the first four? I mean, this has been, I feel like it's almost become a guarantee at this point. It's pretty much become a part of the formula.
That's true. I can't remember it.
I think last year, Big Brother 20 was post-jury. Because Scotty came back.
Wasn't it both? I'm trying to remember. I thought there was an early on comp too. Oh no, I guess it was just Caitlyn.
It was Caitlyn, but she yeah.
It was Caitlin's self-battle back that's available.
Caitlyn messed up everything.
Oh my god.
We love her.
Yeah.
AB in the chat wants to know, have your winner picks changed? Oh my god, yeah, mine was Bella. Are you serious?
Yeah, mine has changed a little bit.
Who's yours, Deb?
Tommy.
Tommy? Okay.
Yeah, I got Tommy this week. It's ever changing.
I'm going with Christy, but I don't think that Bella is that insane a pick. Again, I think the whole dynamic shifts once Bella or Nick goes home.
I think she has bad jury management, though.
Yeah, that's true. You're right. If she does somehow get to final two, that's going to be.
Can you imagine her final two
battle.
speech?
Yeah.
That would be a mess.
But it could be one of those. Look, I lied and said everything to everyone all the time. It was part of the game. It got me here. Again, depending on who she's up against. Also, I mean, don't underestimate her ability to talk. I mean, she talks too much game for her own good sometimes. But I mean, I think if she were, I don't think she's going to get to final two, but she could surprise some people if she got there.
I mean, Isabella Jess final two. I think Isabella wins that one.
I mean, that's not a final two that's going to happen, but yes.
Allison's like, please, God.
my new winner pick is Kimmy's one-liners because, like,
so funny.
What Mochi said in the chat on Sunday night show, Bella's like addicted to her blue eyeliner, and Kimmy said, Bella, you should get rid of that eyeliner. Are we in the club or Big Brother? I about fell out watching her when she said that.
The blue eyeliner is bad.
It's great. Blue eyelashes. Don't forget that. She's got the blue eyelashes too.
It's bad.
I don't know whom I can't. Like, I don't even know. I really feel strong about Sam. Call me crazy. I know, but I feel something's going on there. I feel a Sam and Tommy kind of thing. I don't know. Tommy, Jack, and Christy are a threesome now under the radar. So
Sam's just a big question mark to me. Like, I'm curious where he'll go. I was very high on him, like preseason, of course. I said that he could be the next coming of Derek. I think we're past that point now. But I'm very curious to see where he'll end up in this game.
I just need him to stop yelling in the diary room.
Oh my God.
Yes,
I don't mind it so much.
Oh, it's too much for me.
That's very Johnny Mac like.
It is very Johnny Mac like.
But yeah, Johnny Mac, he just had that little quirky spin on it, so it made it more endearing.
Yeah, right. He was saying more silly, goofy stuff, and so the odd intonation and loud voice kind of fit with it.
Yeah, like Sam is just like on like a permanent caffeine.
Yeah, like he's saying reasonable stuff, but I just can't take it seriously because he's screaming at me.
I get along with guys like Sam. So it's like I said, I've always gotten along with people like Nicole and Ovi and Cliff and Sam. I mean, the weirdos, whatever you want to call them.
Same. That'd be my crew.
That's my crew. Like that's why I get so wound up about seeing people like Jack who think their shit doesn't stink kind of gang up and just be jerks.
Their time's coming.
Yeah, I mean,
I can't wait.
Oh my God. When they start eating each other alive, I am all for it. But I think that about wraps it up. Do we have anything else?
No, I don't think so.
This was so much fun. Thank you for having me.
Well, of course, Dan.
How can people find you on social media if you want them to find you?
Yeah, absolutely. They can find me on Facebook. I'm Dan G on the air, or Dan G82 if you know me well enough to add me as a friend on my profile page. Twitter, Dan G on the air. Instagram, Dan G0482.
Well, we will definitely be reaching back to you to come back on the show if you would like to come.
I would love to. This is awesome.
That is great. And yeah, Tyler, whatever. How can people find you?
You can find me at TLyons, TLYONZZ.
And Deb, how can people find you?
On Twitter at My Next Life Debbie, DEBI, and on TV Co, Deborah G.
All right. And well, we had it set up where you could see our names, and I don't know where it went. But I guess because I have 4 people on there. And Deb, I apologize for my weekly meltdown covering up half your screen.
Deb's name.
Yeah.
I know. What if I had a really nice low-cut shirt?
It's a censored bar.
Stand up.
Yes.
I know. Stand up.
Oh boy.
There we go. You can find me on Twitter at Summers, SOMMERS 1977. Also, you can find me on Instagram, the.memphis.darling. And please follow my cat, Finley, on Instagram. Shut up, Tyler.
There
I
you go.
swear I'm about to click you out of here. Follow my kitty. He's over 100 followers now. It's Finley's Insty, FINLEYS_INSTI. I want him to be the new grumpy cat. I know that there's only one grumpy cat, but trust me, he's the salty cat. He's the same. And please subscribe to My Weekly Meltdown on YouTube. You will get notifications for when we go live. And Facebook, please like the Facebook page, My Weekly Meltdown. Also, please feel free to contact us. You can send me an email, memphisdarling, one word, @gmail.com if you have any questions. Or if you'd like to come on the show, we're open to, if anyone's interested, or if you have something you want us to read, just let us know. We love interacting with our fans and our dedicated followers. So with that being said, I am not sure if we are going to have a Wednesday show or not. But we will definitely be back for the eviction Thursday at 10/9 Central. But if I do decide to throw something together, I'll post it tomorrow. But we'll see. We'll see. See how I'm feeling, Anything else?
Nope.
Okay. All right. Thank you, guys. I'm going to hit the stop button. And we are